All right. Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear here. Right now we're going to be doing a review of some of the trades from today. Had a couple of bangers, and yeah, it was a CPI day, so very volatile day, and it was just a fun time today. Um, Thank you to the few who decided to watch. Really appreciate you. And let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to review the market day price action, and then we're going to take a look and see what we're looking at for tomorrow. So let's jump in. We're on the daily chart here. We're going to zoom in on some of these items here. We're not going to go in the weekly or monthly, but those red and yellow things we leave on our charts so we can see where they are. You don't have to leave them on your charts. You can just write them down, but I like to leave them on mine, even though some people think it's messy. So what happened today? So we saw that we opened down near new week opening gap. We throughout the day traded around, went down, took out sell side liquidity, and then went up into this old inversion fair value gap, right? And we ended down here near this old new week opening gap. Right now in Asia, we're seeing about a 30 or 40 point move. It's kind of interesting. I kind of wish I was trading it, but that will come. Time will come. So what do we see here on the daily? Well, we see that we see the play played out exactly how we were anticipating. We were expecting price to treat this inverted fair value gap as a place where price is balanced, and we're seeing now that price is actually really making its way through there. So let's take a look at a lower time frame and see what we missed or what happened today. So if you recall yesterday, we London hit, we hit a high there, it dropped down, and then as we got into New York, it hit that high and dropped down further, back to the new week opening gap here. So then we kind of like dawdle around there. And today, 8:30 a.m. was CPI and some inflation-related measures. So that was a huge volatility event. You can see this massive brick here, this wick. And what we can see, if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that there were two sell side liquidities that were already taken. And this low here also taken, that 15,453, right below this 15,456. So we also have this weekly wick consequent encroachment that it did not stay at very long. So we had a few different correlations there. The price is very fast, and basically it traded up back to a previous hourly order block and then dropped and started to give up some of that gain at the end of the day, or some of that loss at the end of the day. So let's go down to a 15-minute and take a look and see what we could find out there. So here's a 15-minute. All right, so you might be asking, what are these pink lines here? They seem very telling, right? So here's a high from yesterday, and here's one of the lows from yesterday. The reason I have them on my calendar or on my charts is that I was looking at a chart called real-time hours, and basically this cuts off anything after about 4 p.m. and it starts back up at 9:30. So real-time hours are when the typical traders are not trading in the United States. And what I drew were sell-side liquidity based on the real-time hours chart and buy-side liquidity on the real-time hours chart. These are going to be pivotal as we talk through two of the trades that we did today, okay? But just keep in mind that you can see sell side taken, and then movement towards buy side. That was actually really important. So I mean, if you guys are paying attention, that's a huge secret to trading, is making sure you have a real-time hour chart available. Anyways, back to the 15-minute. So you know, we see the day started here, London, it jacked up, and before New York, it jacked down, created a short-term low, and then as we approach, you know, the 8:30 time frame, we see that that is a nice big wick. It took out both sides liquidity, as I said in pre-market prep. So that was really nice that things played out like I expected them to. And then as we traded up today, we traded up to a premium BISI high, rejected there, took out once more this sell side liquidity, and then continued upwards for buy side. And then later on the day, during the silver bullet time of 2 to 3, we ended up rejecting and rejecting quite handily. And when we go down to the 5-minute, you'll see why and where we ended up heading down to. So great. So here's the 5-minute. Again, CPI dropped down, took out buy side, took out sell side, and then started to react upwards. Came all the way back down to that sell side liquidity though, and continue forward. So one thing that's really important is that time of day. Remember, overnight, none of this stuff happened on the real-time hour chart. So basically, that's why I use the real-time hour chart, because you can see after open, there's just one solid area of liquidity there. And it goes up, goes down, takes that liquidity, and then continues upwards. So very important for you to have that in consideration. Let me take a look at one of my charts. I think it was this one. Yep, so I'm gonna go bring over a 15-second chart in a little bit, but let's go down to the 1 minute now and see what we see for those that don't have a 15-second chart. So let's look at today. So let's look at key levels on today. So here at CPI, we can see that there are relative equal highs there. Those were broken. And then following that, there were a couple things here, but following that, price proceeds to give up all those gains and head towards a first daily, I think this was a daily BISI high, if I recall correctly. And it rejects, goes back down once more, and then starts to head up towards buy side liquidity. And that pink line, remember, that's real-time hours. That's a really key level up there. So once you start seeing price to provide displacement from a short-term low, you can see that you can start entering there. So that is actually where one of my entries, let's bring this over here. So I was waiting for this on the 1 minute time frame, and you can see that there's actually other entries here on the 15-second, but on the 1 minute time frame, let's open this up a little bit. I think this was this account. Let's see. Thought it was this account. 93. Ah, I know what's happening. I don't have markers. So you can see that I had one contract trigger right at that fair value gap, and I rode that all the way down until getting stopped out here. When I saw a market structure shift, I was okay with it being stopped out. It did not hurt me anymore. But that was one of the trades that I had earlier today. And then earlier in the day for the CPI trade, let's get into that on the 15-second and dive into that a little bit more. So here, we're going to go back to that CPI trade. I think it was this account. Come on. There we go. Okay, so if you can't see it, the entry is up here, right near the top, and the exit is right near this first pool of liquidity there. You can't see the triangle, but it's there, I promise. So why did I take that? Well, I've been studying CPI for a while. I know roughly its ranges, and I was okay with giving up about $200. I think this ended up making about $1,300. So very calm, collected bracket order. Ended up staying with my rules. If it lost, it lost. If it won, it won. Either way, I was out. So those are really two really good plays from today that I'm really proud of. I think that you don't need to trade CPI in order to be profitable. So in fact, it's actually probably less likely you'll be profitable if you trade CPI. So yeah, I mean, that's it on the 1 minute. Let's head back out to a hourly and take a look and see what has formed now. So on the hourly, we've been in an uptrend, right? Until that point where we created a lower high. And even here, we created a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then let's see what happens on Thursday, see what kind of a day it gives us. So on the buy side, there's boom, 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 relative equal highs up there. On the sell side, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 areas that price could have played around in. So what do I see for tomorrow? Well, it is Thursday, and the weekly expansion of this weekly candle so far has been green. Now, can this drop? Absolutely. But judging by what's happening in Asia, I would be curious to see if London goes all the way up to and close to these areas here, and then takes that buy side liquidity, maybe even ending on this volume imbalance and new week opening gap. So I don't know what it's going to do there, but yeah, I think that that's where we are headed for now. It could just reject here at the top of this because there are relative equal highs there. So I'm thinking that that's a probability as well. But yeah, and then if it does do that, we'll be looking to take this short-term low into this short-term low and bag some profit there. So yeah, I think that's the hourly order block on the real-time hours was one of the biggest ones there, because once I saw that roughly happen, that gave me confidence to continue to trade. So yeah, so I mean, nothing too crazy. My draws are to the upside temporarily, and that's what I can see right now with this price action. If it remains below this hourly order block, well, so be it. So be it. But either way, gonna continue to be nimble today. Risk down quite a bit, just using one contract, and it was perfect. That's all you need, right? I've just proven it to you. You can make 1.3 grand off of one contract, and in fact, I did it twice. I proved it to you twice. So I think with this, good luck for those of you who are trading Asia. Don't try and chase price, and I will look forward to see what forms in the morning, whether or not it takes these areas and becomes normal again, or if if price ends up like taking these out and then taking the rest of these buy side liquidities out too. I don't know what's gonna happen. So let's see what happens over Asia and London, and then go from there. So, yep. Hopefully that didn't go over too quickly, but I gave you a few new concepts to start to look for and trade to. The more important one being the real-time hours contract. So if you have enough space to check that out, great. If you don't, then I would highly recommend you read that too. So with that, I am going to close out and call it a night. I'm tired, and it's almost 10. So hopefully you enjoy this market review. You know, I think tomorrow is just going to be liquidity after liquidity, and we'll see how it goes. So anyways, have a good night, everybody. Let me come back to the webcam. Okay, so it's almost Thursday. I will be out in LA on Friday, and just go and travel a little bit. I'm gonna probably still try and see if I can record the price action for Friday. If we take a look at the economic events that are occurring, we have the PPI tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be some high volatility. Retail sales, unemployment, all of that's going to come in. And then Friday, you have Empire State Manufacturing Index and pre-U of M at 8:30 and 10 a.m. So most of the catalysts are in the morning. I won't be able to trade with you on Friday. I'm not going to be here physically, so I'm just going to be recording maybe an intro early in that morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then leaving the live stream on for those who would like to follow price action and watch it as it prints. So with that, I am going to end today's stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. You have really made me incredibly proud to be able to gain so many unique new subscribers, and really I thank you very much. I appreciate you. I hopefully you know, I want to make sure this is valuable, and just, you know, make sure this is valuable for you. So I hope that I can continue to build something. I want to be able to live trade some more like I did today. If you missed it, there were some pretty wicked live trades on today's charting. So you know, you might not care about those, but it puts theory into practice of what I have been training on this past year. So I think it's great. You can also see how quickly these performance accounts can be passed, and you don't have to over leverage either. So I'm proving that to you. I'm proving that to you because then you can go to this prop firm, create an account, practice for some time, and then when you're ready, start throwing in some cash. They're beatable, 100%. So, all right. So with that, good luck. I'm going to log off for today, keep it quite short, restart the computer, and we will catch up bright and early tomorrow morning. Good luck and have a great evening or good morning, everybody. If there are any suggestions, definitely drop them in the comments below. I read all my comments. So yeah, I mean, if I'm not doing a good job explaining things, if you need further information about something, happy to answer that. Or if it's more complex of a topic, I'll create a video for that. So let me know what you need, and I'm more than happy to help. Like and subscribe. It helps the channel whenever you can, and watching, even if you're watching this on your phone while doing something else, all of that stuff helps me as a growing channel. So so excited to grow with you, and I hope I can continue providing some value to you. With that, take care, and we'll catch up soon. See ya.